Hello dear students, and we are talking about the topic the basic concept of chemistry. Until today we have completed many of the basic concepts from the science, and from today onwards we are going to deal with the chemistry and basic concepts which are really required for the chemistry. So whatever we have did up to this, that is required in the science. Okay, so whatever the scientific notation is there, significant numbers is there, okay, measurements, units, that are all required in physics also, maths also, biology also, and chemistry also. So that is required in the entire science. So from today onwards, we are talking about the chemistry. So the next point from our chapter, it is Dalton's theory or Dalton's atomic theory. Dalton's atomic theory. So in this theory, the Dalton given some postulates. Okay. So the postulates of this theories are very simple. Okay. And he suggested that this is the person who first time used the word, okay, as an atom. Okay, as an atom. And he suggested some postulates, or he proposed some assumptions. Okay, and what are these assumptions are? Okay, so the first assumption is, the first postulate for this theory is, he told that matter is made up of very small particles which are indivisible, which are indestructible. Okay, and these particles are called as atoms. So what we can write, matter is made up of tiny indivisible particles which are called as atom. Okay, so matter is made up of very small particles, indivisible, which are not going to divide. Okay, further, that particles are called as atoms. So henceforth, the smallest particle of a matter is called as atom. We are going to call it as atom. The second point or second postulate of this theory is, the atoms of same element atoms of same element have identical properties. So the atoms of same elements, if you consider any element, for example, if you consider carbon, okay, the atoms of carbon, all the atoms of carbon have identical, but it is same or similar, same properties. What is this by identical? Same. Okay, so atoms of carbon having same properties, all the atoms of carbon having same properties, they are identical. They are identical. Further, what we can write? We can write that the atoms of different elements different elements have different properties. Different properties. So if you consider the atom of hydrogen and carbon, so both these have different properties. Okay. But if you consider only the atoms of carbon, they have identical property. Only the atoms of hydrogen, they have identical properties. Whenever you compare the different atoms, okay, different atoms of different element, then the properties of these atoms of different element have different. Okay, they are different. The third one, the atoms of same or different element combine in fixed ratio to form molecule. Okay. So atoms of same or different element, they combine in a fixed ratio. They combine together to form a molecule. And the fourth one here I will write. In a chemical reaction, the atoms gets reorganized. So what it is? In any chemical reaction, there is just a reorganization of atoms. So what we can say that atoms are neither be created nor be destroyed during the chemical reaction. So these are some postulates. These are the 4 postulates of Dalton's theory. Okay, and they ask the question for 2 marks. The question number 2. Okay, so what you have to write? You have to write these 4 points. What you are going to write? You are going to write these 4 points. What are those? Okay, so what are the postulates? The question is like this: what are the postulates of Dalton's theory? Or write down the postulates of Dalton's atomic theory. Likewise. So what you are going to write? Okay, the answer is very simple. You have to write just the 4 points. Okay, and what are the points now? Matter is made up of tiny indivisible particles which are known as atoms. Atoms of same element have identical properties. Okay, atoms of same element have identical properties. Atoms of different element have different properties. The atoms of same or different elements combine to form a molecule. Okay, atoms of same or different element combine to form a molecule, and in a chemical reaction, the atoms get reorganized to form a new product or new material, new substance. Okay, so during any chemical reaction, whenever any substance is going in the chemical reaction, okay, it means that there is just a reorganization, okay, either the separation, either the rearrangement, okay, of an atom to get a new material, new substance. Okay, so what we can say that during any chemical reaction, atom is neither being created nor being destroyed. It is just a reorganized to give a new substance, a new compound, a new product. Okay, clear up to this? So this is what? This is our Dalton's theory. This is our Dalton's theory. So these are some points. Okay, so these are points which are there. The points are given in the textbook also, which I have given as a PDF for this first topic. Okay, so you can make this point, write it down from that PDF file, or you can pause this video and you can write down these points. Okay, and we will move for the next point. And the next point from our chapter is, that is atomic mass. Okay, atomic mass. So as we discussed up to 10th standard, as you studied up to the 10th standard, what you have studied about the atom. Okay, so atom is not visible by the human eyes. Okay, so it is very small particle. Okay, it is very small particle. It is smallest particle of matter, actually. Smallest particle of matter. And what we are discussing today, okay, that is atomic mass. Atomic mass. Okay, तो आप 10th स्टैंडर्ड तक जितना भी आपने पढ़ाई किया है, जितना भी आपने स्टडी किया है, उसमें क्या पढ़ाया गया है अब तक? तो अब तक हम जानते हैं कि एटम जो है वो आप देख नहीं सकते हो, इतना छोटा पार्टिकल। ओके, इतना छोटा पार्टिकल। और आज के लेक्चर में हम जो स्टडी करने वाले हैं, तो क्या करने वाले हैं? एटॉमिक मास के बारे में बोलने वाले, तो उसके वेट के बारे में बात करने वाले। उसका मास कितना होगा, उस एटम का जो दिखाई नहीं देता है उसका मास कितना होगा, उसके बारे में बात करने वाले। ठीक है, तो एटॉमिक मास, ओके, और मास ऑफ एन एटम, ओके, हाउ इट इज डिटरमाइंड? इट इज डिटरमाइंड बाय a method which is called as relative atomic mass. Okay, so what we are determining? We are going to determine the relative atomic masses. Okay, and for that purpose we are using a standard. Okay, so initially the hydrogen atom is used as a standard to compare the masses of other elements or atoms of other element. And for this, the mass of hydrogen, which is lightest atom, okay, the hydrogen atom is the lightest atom, and for that hydrogen atom, the mass of hydrogen atom, it is considered as 1 without any unit. Okay, it is considered as 1, and the relative atomic masses are determined by using this mass of hydrogen. Okay, so whatever the scientists are doing, okay, whatever the researchers are doing, they are doing by chemical methods, by analyzing the samples, various samples. Okay, that way they are using this standard. Okay, in the current system, okay, in the present day, we are using a carbon 12 or atom of carbon 12 isotope as a standard. And for this carbon 12, atom of carbon 12, the mass is considered as 12 AMU. What is AMU? AMU is nothing but atomic mass unit. What it is? Atomic mass unit. So at the present day, we are comparing the masses of atoms with the mass of carbon 12 isotope. With the mass of carbon 12 isotope and the carbon one atom of carbon 12 isotope. The mass of one atom of carbon 12 isotope is considered as 12 AMU, and this atomic mass unit, it is defined as, how to define, what is mean by it? Okay, the atomic mass unit is defined as, so 1 AMU is equal to 1/12, or just what we can write, 12. Okay, 12, the mass of one atom of carbon 12 isotope. Carbon 12 isotope. So 1 AMU is equal to, which is exactly equal to 1/12 the mass of one atom of carbon 12 isotope. Okay, and 1 AMU, how much quantity it is actually? 1 AMU is equal to 1.66056 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram. How much it is? 1 AMU is equal to how much? 1.66056 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram. So at present day we are using this system to determine the atomic mass. Okay, if you consider, okay, as an example, okay, if you consider as an example the mass of hydrogen atom, okay, mass of hydrogen atom, it is about 1.6607 into 10 raised to minus 24. Okay, if you divide this mass of one hydrogen atom by 1.66056 into 10 raised to minus 24, you will get the answer. It is 1.008 AMU. Okay, so this is the case. So by using this, what we are going to determine the atomic masses in the form of what? Atomic mass unit for all elements, and it is considered that hydrogen has mass that is 1.008 AMU. Okay, we can calculate it. The carbon, as we know, 12.00 AMU. For oxygen, it is 16.00 AMU. For nitrogen, it is 14.00 AMU. Like this. Okay. So we can calculate the atomic masses by comparing the atomic mass with the carbon 12 isotope. Right? So these masses are what? Relative masses, and the relation is with carbon 12 isotope. Clear? So nowadays this atomic mass unit, okay, AMU is replaced by just U. Okay, it is replaced by just U. What does this U means? Okay, instead of writing every time AMU, we are writing now this is 12 AMU. Instead of this 12, we write 12U. What is this U means unified mass. Unified mass. Okay, so this AM is replaced by just the U, and U means unified mass. AMU means atomic mass unit. Okay, whatever the definition we are using for atomic mass unit, the same definition is used for unified masses. Okay, so it is just a replacement of AMU by U. Clear it is? Clear up to this? The next point from our chapter, it is average atomic mass. Average atomic mass. So, as we know that there are total 118 elements in the periodic table. 118 elements in the periodic table, and this 118, out of this 118, many elements present in the isotopic form. They are present in the isotopic form. What is isotope? See, so you are using this word continuously, but you are not telling me what is it in this section. What is isotope? Okay, isotope are the atoms of same element having same atomic number, but different atomic mass number. This is called as isotope. This is called as isotope. We are going to study this isotope, isobar and isotopes in our periodic topic differently, separately. So till just you have considered the definition, just learn this definition. What is it? Is atoms of same element. The atoms of same element. Only what is the difference? They have the same atomic number, but difference is here. They have different atomic masses. So you know that hydrogen is written like this. Hydrogen has 3 isotopes and they are written like this. So this is called as hydrogen. H11. It has the atomic mass number 1. This is called as the deuterium. It has the atomic number 1, atomic mass number 2. This is another isotope of hydrogen, that is, which is called as tritium. Atomic number 1, atomic mass number, what it is 3. So all these atoms, all these are what? Isotopes of hydrogen, which having same atomic number but a different atomic mass number, and these 3 are called as isotope of hydrogen. So many elements are present in the isotopic form, and that's why we can't use the atomic masses directly for those elements, those in the isotopic format. So that's why we are using the term average atomic mass. How it is calculated? How it is calculated? So it is calculated by using the natural abundance of the isotope. Natural abundance of the isotope and their relative atomic masses. So for example, consider the carbon. The relative average atomic mass of carbon we are going to calculate. What it is? Carbon present in 3 isotopic form. Then relative abundance. In percent and relative mass. in AU or just in AU. Okay, so data is carbon has 3 isotopes. One is carbon 12, okay, another one is carbon 13, and third one is carbon 14. Okay, the relative abundance is 98.982%. Okay, and its mass is 12. Okay, 12 units or 12 mm. Then second one is carbon 13, which has its natural abundance 1.108%, 1.108%, and its relative mass is 13.00335. Third one is C14, which has relative abundance 2 into 10 raised to minus 10, 2 into 10 raised to minus 10, and its mass is 14.0000317. Okay, so this is the data related to carbon atom. And from this data, okay, so carbon is present in 3 isotopic form. Okay, it has this much natural abundance. These are the relative masses. Okay, so whatever data we are obtaining from the sophisticated instruments, okay, and to determine the masses and this relative abundance, okay, we are using the mass spectroscopy. We are using one of the techniques which is called as a mass spectroscopy, and by using this data we can calculate the average atomic mass. So average atomic mass is equal to, okay, how to calculate it, is equal to relative abundance into relative mass. Okay, so what it is? The average atomic mass is equal to sum of, okay, sum of what it is? Sum of the natural abundance into relative mass of all isotopes. Okay, sum of relative abundance into relative mass of all isotopes. It is called as average atomic. For example, for this carbon, we can write average atomic mass is equal to what it is. Okay, for the carbon 12 it is 0.982 into 12, its relative atomic mass, plus sum of, okay, 0.01108 into 13.00335 plus 2 into 10 raised to 10, which is multiplied by 14.000317. Okay, so if you do this multiplication and add up all this value, you will get 12.011 U as an average atomic mass for the carbon atom. Okay, so this is the average atomic mass of carbon atom, which consists all these 3 isotopes. Okay, so if you consider any naturally occurring carbon sample, Okay, it consists of all three isotopes, and for that purpose, what we are using the mass is average atomic mass, and the average atomic mass of carbon atom is what? 12.011. Okay, now related to this, okay, if you understood this, okay, how to calculate the average atomic mass, just multiply the natural abundance by its relative masses and add up these quantities. Okay, what is the change? Okay, this relative abundance is given in the percentage. Just convert it into, okay, it is in the percentage. Just divide this percentage value by 100. You will get this. Okay, you will get these quantities, and just multiply with this. Okay, your relative masses, and add up all this quantity. You will get the average atomic mass. You will get the average atomic mass. So, related to this, I will give you the three problems, three different problems. Okay, you have to solve it and send to me on WhatsApp number. Otherwise, you can share your solution in the Google Classroom. Today only I am going to send these numericals. Okay, so solve these numericals and send me, so I can understand what you have understood or not. Actually, this concept you have understood or not. The next point from this topic, it is molecular mass. What it is? Molecular mass. What is molecular mass? Okay, it is sum of atomic masses of all elements present in a molecule. Okay, so what is the definition? The definition is the molecular mass is nothing but the sum of atomic masses of all elements present in a molecule. Now, for example, we will take, just take H2 molecule. Okay, hydrogen molecule. What is molecular mass of this molecule, hydrogen molecule? Okay, what we have to do? We have to do the sum of atomic masses. So it has two hydrogen atoms. That's why we can write molecular mass of H2 is equal to what it is? Sum of atomic masses. Atomic mass of H plus atomic mass of H, because it consists 2H, so atomic mass of 1H plus atomic mass of second H. So what we know that the atomic mass of one hydrogen is 1.008 or unified unit, and the second one is 1.008 unified unit. So what you will get? You will get 2.060 unified units. So this is the molecular mass. What it is? Molecular mass of H2. Molecular mass of H2. So understood? What we are going to determine? We are going to determine the molecular mass of a molecule. So for any molecule, if you do the sum of atomic masses of all elements present in the molecule, you will get the molecular mass. Okay, for example, we have taken H2 molecule which consists of 2 hydrogen atoms. So molecular mass of hydrogen is equal to atomic mass of first hydrogen plus atomic mass of second hydrogen. We know about the atomic masses of hydrogen 1.008, 1.008. When you do the sum, you will get 2.060 as the molecular mass of hydrogen. Likewise, you can calculate the molecular mass of H2 molecule. So molecular mass of H2O is equal to, okay, what it is now, it consists of 2 hydrogen atoms. Okay, it consists of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen. So one student can write H atomic mass of H plus atomic mass of H plus atomic mass of O. What is AM? AM is not AMBM. Okay, so just I am using this AM as an atomic mass. Okay, so remember this. So what we can write? Atomic mass of first H, atomic mass of second H, and another one is hydrogen. Okay, this is okay. Otherwise, what we can do? Just 2 into atomic mass of 2 into atomic mass of hydrogen plus atomic mass of oxygen. Okay, it will become same. It is same. Okay, so what we can do? 2 into 1.008 plus mass of oxygen, it is 60. So what it is? 2.060 plus 60. You will get 18.060. This is the molecular mass of H2. This is the molecular mass of H2O. In the NCERT textbook, they have taken an example as CH4, methane. So molecular mass of methane, what we can write? Molecular mass of CH4, methane, is equal to atomic mass of carbon plus 4 into atomic mass of hydrogen. Okay, now why we have written this 4 into? Because molecule consists of 4 hydrogen. So the atomic mass of hydrogen is multiplied by 2 plus it consists single hydrogen atom, so we can use it as it is, and atomic mass of carbon. Now atomic mass of carbon, we know that it is considered, we have calculated just average atomic mass. Okay, plus 4 into 1.008. So what it will become? 12.011 plus 4.032. Okay, so 4.032 plus 12.011, it is 34060. Okay, otherwise simply you can use it as 12 plus 4 into 1. Okay, this is into 2 decimal, this comes into 2 decimal, and you can write it as 12 plus 4 is equal to 60. Okay, so whatever you are writing, Okay, so you can use directly 12 and 1 as a mass of carbon, mass of hydrogen. Otherwise, you can use the relative masses which we have calculated. Okay, 12.011, 1.008 for the calculation purpose. Okay, any one we can use. Okay, to determine the mass of, molecular mass of a molecule. Okay, molecular mass of a molecule. So this much is about the today's lecture, and the remaining part we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you.